Welcome back to my channel. Recently, ang dami mga balita about scam, particularly investment scam, estafa, syndicated estafa, and violation of the Securities Regulation Code. Ang mga involved dito yung mga TV personalities na hindi na natin papangalanan. But before we go to our topic, I publish a new book. Ito yon. So, you just check the description below and check the steps on how to buy my book. Basta napakadali lang naman, send a receipt doon sa lawyer.courses@gmail.com and magre-reply ako. I will send you a copy of my ebook. Take note, copyrighted work, syempre, bawal nyo yan ipamigay and bawal nyo yan i-re-upload. So, madalas nyo itong narinig, yung estafa and syndicated estafa. Ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba? Then, meron ding violation of the Securities Regulation Code. Punta muna tayo dito sa Securities Regulation Code. So, it may be committed this way. Halimbawa, meron kang new business. Sabihin natin na perfume business. So, kailangan mo ng pang-ikot or kailangan mo ng dagdag kapital. So, ang ginawa mo, minessage mo yung 30 friends mo at sabi mo sa kanila, pagka nag-invest sila, magkakaroon sila ng 5% share of the monthly gross sales. So, meron dyan violation because nag-solicit ka ng investment na hindi ka naman registered. So, definition of terms muna tayo para mas madaling maunawaan. Ito kasing investment na to, it is a kind of security. So, ano ba yung securities? So, as defined sa Securities Regulation Code, ito yan securities are shares, participation, or interest in a corporation or in a commercial enterprise or profit-making venture and evidenced by a certificate, contract, instruments, whether written or electronic in character. It includes investment contracts. So, ayan. So, ngayon, dito kasi sa Securities Regulation Code, required yan na ma-register. Sabi ng batas, securities shall not be sold or offered for sale or distribution within the Philippines without a registration statement duly filed with and approved by the Commission. So, meron naman mga exempt transactions. Ibig sabihin, hindi kailangan ng registration nito. So, bibigyan ko lang kayo ng tatlo kasi ito yung most common. Hindi ko ibibigay yung lahat para hindi na kayo malito. Okay, so isolated transaction. Halimbawa, nagpa-invest ka naman one time and hindi to habitual. So, yan, exempt yan. Hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Tapos, yung mga subscription contract para doon sa, halimbawa, mag-i-incorporate kayo ng mga kaibigan mo or yung mga business partners mo. So, no need for registration din itong investment. Kasi nga, magsa-subscribe itong mga incorporators dito sa ifo-form na corporation. And ito yung last, sale of securities to fewer than 20 persons in the Philippines within a 12-month period. So, dito na tayo sa mga common crimes, dito sa mga common nating naririnig, estafa and syndicated estafa. So, umpisa natin yung estafa. Pag sinabi mong estafa, pwede yun makomit through panloloko or deceit, pwede ring fraud. Ayan, panloloko, deceit, fraud, misrepresentation, ayan, isang ano lang yan, isang term lang naman yan. And or abuse of confidence. So, bibigyan kita ng example para mas maintindihan mo. So, ito muna tayo, estafa by means of deceit. Ito yung mga elements. So, di ko na babasahin lahat. Basta 4 elements yan. There must be a false pretense or fraudulent representation. Yan yung first element. Second is false pretense was made or executed prior to or simultaneous with the commission of fraud. So, third, that the offended party relied on the false pretense and was induced to part his money or property. And lastly, yung offended party suffered damage. So, sa madaling sabi, ito yung example. Si A may binentang lupa kay B. Sabi ni B, kanya daw yung lupa na yon. And nagpakita siya ng kopya ng titulo. Ang sabi pa ni A, may mga matatamis siya mga salita at pangako, sabi niya, maililipat daw yung titulo kay B in just 1 month and clean title daw. So, ito naman si B, na-convince ni A and naniwala siya kay A. So, nagbayad na siya ng 1 million pesos. And na-discover ngayon ni B na ito palang lupa na to ay naibenta na ni A sa iba matagal na. So, yan, may panluloko dyan. So, yan yung estafa by means of deceit. O, ito yan may estafa dyan kasi may panluloko at nag-rely si B dun sa representation ni A, kaya siya nagbayad ng 1 million pesos. So, yung 1 million pesos, that is the damage. Yan yung fourth element ng estafa through deceit or by means of deceit. Pagka wala naman kasing damage, halimbawa, hindi naman naibayad yung 1 million pesos, so walang estafa doon. So, yung isa namang klase ng estafa, yung through abuse of confidence. Ang pinakasikat dyan, yung misappropriation. So, ito yung mga elements. The offender's receipt of money, goods, or other personal property in trust or on commission, or for administration, or under any other obligation involving the duty to deliver, to return the same. The misappropriation or conversion by the offender of the money or property received, or denial of receipt of the money or property. Third is the misappropriation, conversion, or denial is to the prejudice of another. Lastly, there is a demand by the offended party that the offender return the money or property received. So, ito yung example naman para madali nating maunawaan. Si A nagpabayad kay B ng kanyang billing sa Meralco. So, si A nagbigay ng 1,000 pesos kay B. Ito namang si B, winaldas yung 1,000 pesos, hindi niya ibinayad. So, ginamit niya. Tapos, nung nag-demand na si A na i-return yung 1K, or i-account yung 1,000, nasa na yung 1,000. Ito namang si B, ini-ignore yung demand letter and yung mga follow-ups ni A through Facebook Messenger. So, dyan, may estafa dyan through misappropriation. So, lastly, ito na yung syndicated estafa. Ito naman, punishable under PD or Presidential Decree number 1689. So, ito yan. Any person or persons who shall commit estafa or other forms of swindling as defined in Article 315 and 316 of the Revised Penal Code as amended shall be punished by life imprisonment to death if the swindling is committed by a syndicate consisting of 5 or more persons formed with the intention of carrying out the unlawful or illegal act, transaction, enterprise, or scheme, and the defraudation results in the misappropriation of money contributed by stockholders or members of rural banks, cooperative, samahang nayon, or farmers association, or funds solicited by the corporation or associations from the general public. So, simple lang, syndicated estafa may be committed pagka 5 or more offenders ang involved. Halimbawa, nag-solicit itong mga 5 people na to ng investment from the general public. Tapos, ang intent naman pala sa kanilang pag-solicit is to carry out unlawful or illegal activity or transaction. Okay, so that's it for today's topic. Sana marami kayong natutunan. Sana nalinawan kayo dito sa mga crimes natin na mga diniscuss, dito sa mga offenses na na-discuss. For now, please like this video, share this with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and do not forget to hit that notification bell icon para ma-notify kayo ng mga next videos ko na i-upload. Thank you for watching.